This is the reality of war. For leaders who sit in air-conditioned rooms and make loud statements, this is the desperate struggle of the battlefield. To survive longer than your enemy. This dramatic footage that was released by the Ukrainian Defense Ministry shows a convoy of Russian tanks being ambushed and destroyed on the battlefield. But this video depicts just one incident of the battlefield, as the larger picture of the war that is playing out at the moment for Ukraine is very different. This is the scale of the devastation that has been wreaked on Ukraine. City after Ukrainian city, town after town has been depopulated and the buildings here reduced to empty burnt-out shells. Can you imagine what this Ukrainian city must have looked like before the onslaught by the Russians? In the city of Avdiivka, that was most recently captured by Moscow, the Russian soldiers are carrying out mopping operations. The NATO weapons left behind by the fleeing Ukrainian soldiers are being gathered up. The mood in Kiev has soured. The heroic resistance against the Russian onslaught is now giving way to a bitter sense of betrayal. The Ukrainian forces are outgunned and outnumbered. Vyacheslav, a Ukrainian artillery commander stationed at Chasiv Yar in the Donetsk region, will give you a sense of what is happening on the battlefield.
We lack ammunition. There is very little of it. Too few is given to us. We often look at the video feeds of our drone pilots. They show us pictures from the front line. A lot of Russians try to attack our positions. If we had more ammunition, we could have stopped them. Since we lack ammunition, we have nothing to work with. We see the target, we can hit it, but we have nothing to do it with.
For the Ukrainians, everything hinges on American military assistance, and it is precisely this which doesn't appear to be forthcoming.
Look, the Ukrainian people have fought so bravely and heroically. They put so much on the line. And the idea that now, when they're running out of ammunition, we walk away, I find it absurd. I find it unethical. I find it just contrary to everything we are as a country. So I'm going to fight till we get them the ammunition they need and the capacity they need to defend themselves. Thank you very much.
So is it just American politics that has stopped more US aid for Ukraine? According to military experts, that may not be the complete truth. The last 2 years of the offensives and the counteroffensives that have played out on the battlefield point to a glaring reality that the Western leaders are not willing to publicly admit. In a contest of conventional weapons, Russia appears to have gained an upper hand that at this moment has made a Ukrainian pushback to recover its lost territories is almost impossible. Russia has been using AI-powered missiles to autonomously detect, track and destroy Ukrainian targets. And all this without any human involvement and direction. Russia has also extensively used the Kinzhal hypersonic missiles to strike targets even when they've been guarded by some of the most advanced Western anti-air defense systems such as the Patriot missiles. In September 2023, Russia deployed its most advanced nuclear missile, the Satan II, for combat, with Putin saying that this missile would make all Russian adversaries think twice before staging any attack on Russia. On the 13th of February this year, Russia used its Zircon hypersonic missile for a strike on Kiev. On the 7th of October in 2023, Russia tested another of its strategic weapons called the Burevestnik, a weapon that the West calls Skyfall. This is a type of a missile that the West simply does not have. This is not just a cruise missile that can carry a nuclear warhead, but instead is a cruise missile that uses atomic energy for its propulsion and that can also deliver a nuclear payload. This video released by the Russian Defense Ministry from the testing site of the new weapon system will give you a glimpse of what this new missile is capable of. Another strategic weapon that Russia is currently developing is a nuclear-powered, nuclear-armed underwater vehicle that can trigger nuclear tsunamis which can devastate entire coastlines. Called the Poseidon, the West is nothing that is remotely analogous to this. So while the West, on the second anniversary of the Ukraine war, is scrambling to put together enough resources to back Ukraine, Vladimir Putin was busy showing off Russia's new Tu-160M nuclear-capable strategic bomber. The giant swing plane that has been codenamed the Blackjacks by NATO is a modernized version of the Cold War-era nuclear bomber of the Soviet Union. If you want peace, then prepare for war is a military maxim that was put forth by the 4th century Roman military expert Flavius Vegetius Renatus. And Russia under Putin appears to be busy building its next generation of weapons, while the West has little clarity on its strategy on how to proceed in the Ukraine war.